Okay. So I think I read that this actually sold well, the old country.
I did hear that. Yes, I hear like it exceeded expectations as was the exact verbiage I heard.
Yeah, which is good because I didn't know how this was going to go for Hangar 13, the people that developed it. Because from what I know about how Mafia 3 performed, it didn't hit expectations, I think. And before that, Mafia 2, they spent way too much money on it, and so it was just not possible for it to make money that they wanted or expected from it.
Yeah.
So I I was really surprised when this was announced because I was like, oh, they're just gonna try it
Oh, you just assumed the
again.
Mafia was done after 3, I guess.
Well, they did the definitive edition of 1, but like, that's everybody's doing a remake nowadays. So
Yeah.
that was just like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But then this comes out, and not only is it like really good, it's $50.
Yeah, which was actually like honestly a huge selling point for me. It was both $50 and it was not going to be like a 50-hour game. It was going to like you can beat this game in like 10, 15 hours tops.
The longest game in the Mafia series is 3. You can complete 1 and 2 in like a reasonable amount of time.
See, now you're selling me. Now you're selling me.
I'm sorry. Let me just all right, hang on. What do you think you do in Mafia 1 and 2?
I expected an open world game.
No. It works like this game exactly.
Okay.
There is a big open map, but like, no, you're
It's like
going
LA Noire
from,
in a sense, where like it's technically an open world, but like you're not really expected to wander it.
Yeah, there's nothing aside from the story.
Okay. Because that was honestly like a huge blocker for why I checked out of the Mafia franchise, because I assumed it was GTA like.
Now listen, 3 does offer some extracurricular activities, but it's all optional. You can just focus on the story in that game.
I mean,
and do fine.
I play Assassin's Creed in this channel. I'm familiar with like just mainlining the story. That's kind of what I do here.
But I don't know. Mafia 3 is just a fun place to be in. Maybe you'll change your mind a little bit.
If like Mafia 1 is like about like a 10 to 15 hour game, I am on board for giving that a shot.
Yeah, no, it is.
Definitive
Edition is set up exactly like this game is, the old country.
Okay.
Where like you're going from mission to mission to mission, and you're not fucking around.
In that case, I will let you know if I make that call, and I will pull you in.
Now, Mafia 2, like, you do have to drive, and like, it's a little more travel time, but it is the same setup of you're going from point to point. Like, there are like stupid ass collectibles and stuff in the world, but much like the ones in this game, you can ignore them.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, and then 3, like I said, the only reason you'd want to do some of the extra shit is
like gear upgrading or something, or for territory.
There's a lot more going on in Mafia 3 than there is in all the previous entries. Well, instead of spending 30 minutes explaining it, it's not complicated. It's just there's a lot.
All right. In that case,
I will just wait until you get there.
Maybe we'll get started then, because formally, this is going to be our cold open. I am Brandon Carey. Joining me is my friend Andre Doucet. Hello, Andre. Welcome to the chat. And we are playing Mafia, the Old Country. Mostly because I find this game interesting.
So are you going to play this in Sicilian? Because I did. I played it in English and Sicilian.
I didn't my first time around. But since you did bring it up, and we do have subtitles, I think that is worth like considering. I think let's actually do
the Sicilian is they are more understated with when they talk. Like they're not as pissed sounding.
And I don't want to do the filter though. We'll just play in Sicilian language.
No, the filter's not. No, the filter's garbage.
All right, let's do that as like a little novel experience. Yeah, I don't care. This is a throwaway account. I don't care about my story being reset.
Well, you retain like some of the stuff you had, so like
I played for 5 minutes on this account to make sure it was working properly.
Oh, this is not the same. Oh, right, you played.
I played on console. This is on PC.
Okay,
I bought the PC
mind.
version because it's just far easier to set up for stream. So, coincidentally, today I released my highlights of the year piece for like the games that I like think are most noteworthy about this year. And I put Mafia Old Country on that list.
Oh, that's great, because that was a game I got you to try.
And
I had to pitch you on it.
If I'm being real, this game is about exactly what you'd expect. It is a mafia story that if you're familiar with like those with those movies and those tropes, nothing here is terribly surprising. However,
You say that, but there's some added things going on here. So like, what made this game interesting to me when they announced it is that it takes place where the Mafia, the organization, started in Sicily. So that aspect of it actually is unique. Now, does it still have tropes? Of course it does, because this is...
it's a work of fiction.
You're in a criminal gang, and... Yeah, so...
What I was going to say is... it executes on its vision better than a lot of other games I have played. Like, it is a flawless execution of the concepts that it's trying for. And I think that is worthy of merit.
I'm just glad it was $50. And that they made another one, because, like I was saying earlier, the last couple Mafia games weren't like big ass sellers. Like this 2K is the one who produces this, and they're owned by the same company that puts out GTA. So like GTA and Borderlands and the WWE games, and of course NBA 2K. So like in my mind, you know, if it wasn't like bringing in the money, like, you know, the bean counters would just be like, yeah, we're not doing another one. I was honestly expecting the developers of this and the previous Mafia Definitive Edition and Mafia 3 developer, Hangar 13, I fully expected them to have been closed down by now.
Oh, yeah, because of the waves of layoffs in this industry.
Well, not just that. Like the games they've worked on, like they weren't humongous successes. Like I'm sure they, you know, maybe made their budget back. Like Mafia 3 maybe made its budget back, but like you know how companies are.
Yeah.
They don't want some of the money. They want all of the money. So, you know, you're talking to your shareholders and you're like, yeah, we're putting out Borderlands. It did great. Yeah, we put out NBA 2K. Of course, it fucking did great. We're going to put out GTA. I mean, every time those have come out, they've done really fucking great. Here's Mafia. It was a bit of a loss leader for us. You know, you'll just have a bunch of people being like, okay, then why the fuck are you putting money into this?
The voice acting in the Sicilian actually is pretty good from what I'm hearing so far. Like,
just wait till they get to the actual like old people in the gang. They all sound completely unique. It's really interesting.
Yeah, but like Enzo's actor is doing a pretty good job with his delivery.
Well, so the other thing is that I don't know if it's just I don't I find the Sicilian to be more accurate in terms of like not being too overwrought with emotion because people seem to think of like Sicilian mobsters as being a little more subtle sometimes with how they would talk, more understated, and the Sicilian really kind of captures that element.
Okay.
It's like you remember this dude on the left, right? He's like usually
Yes.
very fucking aggro. Like pay attention to his voice.
I see what you mean. I see exactly what you mean. Yes. Because in the or the English version, this man is like all gassed all the time. Like I've never heard him like not be gassed up.
Andiamo a fare polizia. Se una finisce, ti insegno io a naschiare non de perdere. Non scordare.
Although the lip sync is not matching.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
well, they weren't going to
Yeah.
to match like that to.
Yeah, it
you
was
know,
only
the-
it's only matched to English, which is
Yeah,
understandable.
'cause that's the biggest proportion of people that are going to play this. So
I may switch back if that gets too distracting, but it's not the first time I've seen him.
oh, don't worry about it. Just like try your best to ignore it because it's really like interesting to see game performances that are much more understated because since these people I assume are from
Or native
not,
speakers.
well, I'm saying they come from a different school of thought with regards to acting. Like these people, like, so some people have talked about the difference between British actors versus like American actors, whereas American actors like they won't treat what they're doing as a job, whereas people with other understandings they'll be a little more like lunch pail with how they're doing stuff. So when they're getting their role here, they're not thinking like I'm going to be the young male protagonist in a game about crime. They're saying, no, I need to act appropriate for the setting, for the era. So like they're not gonna be overwrought with how they're doing their performance. They're going to
Focused on the time period and the place, less on like what the character would be like in that place, as opposed to what the character would be like in general.
But the other thing is like I just hang on, stop.
You're right. Yeah,
stop.
sorry, I completely.
You got to go to that. You got to get the bonus from that.
Yeah, I just completely
Figlio e dello Spirito Santo.
head empty for a second there.
Proteggici. Hai meno la cianticchia.
So I actually looked up what Caruso means.
ragione hai.
It just means like I think it just means young boy basically. I thought it meant like minor boy or something specific like that.
Yeah,
It really
it means
just-
it's kid. It means kid.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it is. It's saying here, kid.
Ignazio.
It also could mean that you're on CSI Miami.
Che minchia riesci?
Chi minchia vuoi? Avete questioni? Parlate con Spataro. Volete mangiare? Cattatevi un orologio.
Didn't get the food.
You see, this all feels a lot more natural in the Sicilian. Like when you hear them, you could play this dialogue, and a person would be like, "Okay, is this in a TV show, a film?" You wouldn't even mention a game, and they'd be like, "Of course, this has to be in a film." Like
I would
not-
say, in fairness, the English also feels like it's from like a Godfather movie.
Avevamo a fare a bere.
So I'm right, but The Godfather was American, so like
Yeah.
you had people like hamming it up with some of what they did. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just I feel like the way that they portray it when they're not from America, like they just come across a little more naturally because I don't know what it is, but like Marlon Brando is often cited as like one of the greatest actors of his generation and maybe ever. But like when you see him perform as Don Corleone in The Godfather, like he is putting an accent on, like, you know, he's not speaking in his normal voice for the role.
Yeah.
So like
It probably comes from like the roots of like American theater.
You know, he's done quite a few films. He was like, he had been in like.
I mean,
black
like the
and white
discipline
films.
itself, originating from like theater to acting for movies.
I'd have to look up his biography.
Not him
but-
specifically, but like the discipline in general. Like the people who taught him how to act.
So, when it comes to acting, there's a lot of interesting discussion about how you portray a character. Have you ever heard of method acting?
Yes, I
It's
have
what a lot of shitty
friend
people do.
who went to film school. We've had this discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, so I took a couple drama courses in community college, and my professor was like, you know, the best way to distill what method acting is that there's a film with Dustin Hoffman and Laurence Olivier called The Marathon Man.
Yes.
And in that film, there's a scene where Dustin Hoffman has to look like he was up all night, had no sleep. And to prepare for the scene, he actually stayed up all night before. So he comes in, and Laurence Olivier looks at him and says, "My dear boy, have you ever tried acting?"
Yes. Yes. This is a famous quote. This is a famous quote.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's.
I don't know, bro. I just
professor-
turn it on when the camera's on, and turn it off when it's not on. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know, bro. I don't know, bro. You do you.
Yeah, my professor basically said that the thought behind method acting is they read half the book and stopped.
Oh, I have whole video essays I have on method I could link to you.
Now, some of the people that do it, like, if it works for them, I say let them do it, because as long as they're not going too fucking far like Jared Leto is.
Jared Leto's
Like-
everyone's favorite whipping boy because this man's a fucking piece of shit.
Well, he also just fucking sucks.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
So- whereas, like, Christian Bale, fucking molds himself to each of his roles with whatever his process is. So, and you know, people like Christian Bale and the movies he's in do well, and also he's put in like performances that are worthy of note, whereas Jared Leto
is a honeydew of acting.
Jared Leto's a fucking asshole.
He's that thing in the fruit cup you'd never want to actually touch your mouth.
Anyway, I don't know. It might not just be the difference between American versus other schools of acting. It might just the way that they are. What I'm trying to get across is that when these guys are talking in the scenes, you can clearly tell that what results from how they are doing their delivery is it just comes off very, very naturally. Like, this feels like you're actually watching something in
two
1904 through like a window in time.
Yeah, like two ore miners in 1904 Sicily.
Now, the English is great, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's very different because the people there are speaking like maybe they have English with a slight Italian inflection in their voice, but like they're still speaking English.
Yeah.
And they're still doing like, you know, direction of like you need to get this across in the scene and stuff. Whereas here it's like, no, this guy's just talking.
I will say it's interesting that we spent this entire time so far talking about these scenes as if we're watching a movie almost.
Well,
because to a degree we kind of are.
Well, the Mafias are basically like Metal Gears, but with crime.
Yeah.
In a way, in terms of like the not the mechanics so much, but as the minute to minute, like what you're doing,
Like there's
cutscene,
playable
gameplay,
movie
cutscene,
disparate.
gameplay.
There is playable movie as a slur, and playable movie as like a term of endearment, and this is the latter, not the former.
Like Mafia is always that's always been what Mafia's trying to do.
Yeah, and I think
Like
I would argue with that this game does that very well.
Now, the one that I'd say is the tropiest is Mafia 2, because Mafia 2 they literally are just like stealing, almost stealing like scenes from The Godfather. Like,
Da sotto a nodo ci scende, sono abessano tutte cose prima.
È vero. Lo avete veramente.
Don Spadado.
now, this guy in English, he's like a lot more
Sta facendo perdere tempo.
threatening, whereas here he just sounds like a dude.
Lo spadaro. Federico e i suoi uomini non tornarono dal nuovo deposito. Qualche problema c'è.
But you can still tell he's a bad
Mi
dude,
dispiace assai.
just from the
Oh no,
framing.
of course. He's
Yeah.
the
Tranquillo.
he's the well-dressed man amongst all the people that work in the earth. Like, of course he is.
Moto, ora qua ci pensiamo noi altri. Tornate a venire a travagliare. Manna qualcuno da sotto.
And you can tell that man's the rough and tumble because he has the hand wraps on him.
Caruso! Ti piace aiutare all'altri, eh? Vero? E allora spicciate, già sì.
Oh right, it has to load.
Yeah. The deep mine. But this is a pretty classic setup of like you're a young, I guess indentured servant might not be the right word.
No, it's
Like a
pretty
minor?
apt. No, you're literally you are indentured because they mention it at the beginning that. I'm sorry. What's the main character's name?
Enzo.
So Enzo was sold to this mine to clear
Right,
his debt.
right, by his family. I remember now.
Yeah, by his dad.
Yeah.
We don't really hear anything about his mother or if he even had any siblings.
Yeah. So he's like he is working off his family's debt.
Yes.
Very common practice in this time period.
Now, I will say that this theme of starting from the bottom, that is common in Mafia 1 and 2. It's honestly a great formula because it just works. Like, you see the character doing well, you want things to go well for him, and it's not a spoiler.
It makes
but
it easy for you to root for this man. Like this, like Enzo is a man you want to root for from the first scene.
Well, you see him do well, and then everything goes horribly because, oh right, these enterprises, it usually goes bad for all involved.
Yeah. Historically, life
Very rare.
life in the mob is not a very safe life historically.
Well, no, it's fucking horrible. Like, every good piece of mob media that's in the American cultural lexicon, like, we're talking Godfather. Like, you watch The Godfather, if you watch that and say to yourself, yes, I would like to be one of them, you're an idiot, and you need to rewatch the film.
It's
and
like the
possibly-
people who root for Fight Club. Like the Fight Club fans are the fucking worst people.
Goodfellas, another movie where you will watch it and you'll be like, yeah, these are some cool guys. And then you see what happens to all of them.
Like, I think Fight Club is an awesome movie, but I can never say that because the people who say that don't realize the point of that movie.
I mean, I got problematic faves myself.
We all do.
I like 300.
But I mean, like,
Snyder.
with Fight Club specifically, people don't understand that movie is not about making you think that's cool. You come out, if you watch that movie and think that, like, being in the Fight Club is cool, you've misunderstood that movie entirely. Similar to like these tales, if you finish this game and your takeaway is I gotta turn the volume down for
this next shit's about to get really fucking wild. So yes.
Well, like if you finish this game and your takeaway is, man, Mafia life is awesome, you did not understand what this game is trying to tell you.
Also, the best Mafia media, like everyone, like so, like when they talk about, like, for example, in New York, if they talk about John Gotti, for example, they'll be like, he kept the streets running and he was a man of honor. Every good piece of mob media will completely disavow that notion. Like, these are all like very, like you might you know, pal around with some of the guys, but at the end of the day, it is everyone's understanding that the business comes first.
I also liked in this scene that like the threat is the gas more than it is the actual cave-in. The threat is the gas choking you to death.
Yeah.
Like, this is a realistic threat for a real scenario like this.
What's killed the most miners, I think, in America, like coal miners, is black lung and not so much cave-ins.
There's a reason the canary in the coal mine is a very well-worn figure of speech.
Oh, no, black lung's occurring because of all the shit they're breathing in.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough, like, air ventilation. So, like, the gas, that is a different danger to be aware of. That's a separate one.
Yeah,
so,
but like the actual physical danger is nowhere near as severe as like the danger of like ailments stemming from prolonged exposure.
Mining as a profession, it's a bad time. It's a real bad time.
It's less safe than Mafia work, I might even say.
Well, Mafia work, at least you get to, like,
sleep in a bed,
wear a cool suit and shoot somebody, maybe, but like, and you get paid better, I'm sure, or at least you have the opportunity.
And you
to,
drive
like,
cool cars,
right? Whereas here in the mine, like, you're gonna. You ever been underground, Brandon?
Not for long, but yes.
It's rough.
Yeah, it is.
Like, you feel a pressure, and like there's no current of air. Like, the air's still, you feel a little heavier than usual, and you get hotter a lot faster because the air's just not.
We tend to not go near those kinds of places because people in my family are claustrophobic.
I mean, yeah. Well, no, I mean, just like, I'm not even saying, like, have you gone spelunking? Like, I would never fucking do that. I'm just saying, like, have you, like, I don't know, been in a basement?
Oh, yeah.
Even?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Like, there is a different feeling from being underneath
the earth, yeah.
Classic. The money or your life.
No, you see, that money is how they get out of here.
Yeah.
So, for that guy, it was worth it.
But this is a classic, like, oh yes, the money or the or safety. And he chose money because the money was a way to, like, potentially in the future acquire safety.
Well, no, that there was enough money in that pouch. They say it in the
yeah, they had enough to pay off the remaining debts.
Both their debts, yeah.
Turn down a little bit more. You can turn it back up. We'll just do that later.
Now, the number one thing I am so curious about, since this game did do above their expectations, is where they go next. Because this game is at the beginning, well, near the beginning of that stuff. And then Mafia 1 is in, like, the 30s. And then 2 is in mid-40s, 50s. And then 3 is in 68. So, where do you go from there? Because modern mafia, like I don't know if you've ever watched the show Sopranos, but like even Tony Soprano in in that show, even though he's like, making money and doing stuff, he even has a line where he literally says, I feel like I'm like the last person getting in on this.
Sta ancora caruso, perché ti regati finisce male.
Honestly, I was thinking like they could do like it is just called Mafia. They could do the Russian mob.
Gaetano Murillo per colpa tua.
Knife fighting.
would-
It's the big mechanic of the game.
Yeah. It's real easy to do too.
Yeah.
Fiore nel capo.
I'm sure I'll fuck it up on camera though at some point.
So I got the trophy for the last knife fight you do in the game, not getting hit once. I had to retry quite a few times, but it was because I just wasn't paying attention. It wasn't because it was hard.
Yeah.
Tu vede, caruso? Questa non è cosa per i picciretti con Mattia.
So camenchia. Rappare per chi tu che facesse.
Yeah, this is like pretty fundamental combat.
Non voleva fare allignate? Ora ne esci coglione.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. There's like a couple moments in the story where you run into a room and a guy has a gun on him pointed at you.
And you just
And
throw
your
out that,
dude-
yeah.
Your dude pulls out his knife and the other guy's like, all right, sure, let's do a knife fight. Now, there's another game made by this publisher called Red Dead Redemption 2. There is a character in one mission where you go into a room and he throws his gun down and says, let's do this like men. And he pulls his knife out. You can just shoot him.
Like
You don't
fucking
have
Indiana
to-
Jones style, you mean?
Yes, yes.
Fucking
And
love
the
that
funniest
scene,
thing
bro.
is that that is totally what Arthur would do in that situation.
Well, yeah, I don't have time for
Arthur's-
this shit.
Arthur's very no nonsense. Like, yeah, what are you doing, dude? Like, why would I exert more effort than is necessary for this? Like,
I don't got this kind of
care.
time. Got places to go, people to see. And you're not one of them. Yeah, like as far as like the openings go, this is a pretty classic like this is a good title card. This is a good place to put a title card.
Well, the open world in this game looks really nice.
I'm an opening sequence, but yes. Yes it is.
No, I mean the actual like map of Sicily that
Yeah.
you.
We're about
that
to
the
get into
story
that
takes place
not
on.
very long from now, but the open world is very, very it looks stunning. This world looks stunning. The setting.
Mhm.
Enzo escaped the mine. Also, this soundtrack is really good.
It's very mafia movie.
It's very correct. It's in like this is what they're trying to invoke deliberately.
I mean, you should watch some of the stuff that they're using as references for this.
I should. I'm catching up on movies that I quote unquote missed. Slowly but surely.
You might want to space them out. You don't want to get too. You don't want to do too much of it in one go.
Well, my group does a movie once a week, so like we're seeing a lot of old and new stuff at the same time.
I'm just saying, don't watch Goodfellas like after Godfather, then like go into.
I have seen Goodfellas.
Oh, okay.
I have seen Goodfellas. I've not seen like an actual Godfather movie, but I have seen Goodfellas
You only need to see the first and the second Godfather.
and Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs is not a mafia movie.
It's a crime. It's like more of a crime.
It's
drama.
It's a crime film,
Yeah.
but it is not. It is not mafia. It is not focused on La Cosa Nostra.
Famigula.
Famiglia.
Famiglia. I'm gonna butcher a lot of words. Of the words of Zelda.
I'll just say
I
what they.
don't mean to do that on purpose.
I'll just translate what it says. Family.
Family, yeah.
The one before it was crap, I forgot the word. Trimmer. Yeah, the one before was trimmer because you're in a mine.
Yeah.
It's a romance language, so you'll recognize the words.
Most of them are pretty easy. Like they're words that are deliberately like, oh, if you don't speak Italian, you can probably figure this out still. It's not that hard.
Do you speak English? You can figure these out. They all have the same roots.
Using my instinct.
Batman vision.
Every
your Joel
stealth
vision.
game in the past decade or so has had the instinct.
It was refreshing to play the original Splinter Cells and not have this.
Oh, really?
Because you'd actually, well, yeah, you'd have to actually look around.
No, I meant it felt better for you to not have it than to have it.
That's not what I meant. It's nice to know where everyone is, but the problem is when you're sneaking around, if you're able to ascertain where everyone is, like, that takes a lot of the fun out of it.
Oh, this is an accessibility. Yeah, it's accessibility. Let's see, there is an option to auto pass the choking QT.
That's it.
Simplifies. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. I turned that on when I played this because I actually found the button to be a little annoying. Like a little.
Oh, it is. There is an item you can get later that reduces the amount of button presses you have to do for it, but if I knew about that, I would have also turned it on.
Yeah. I turned
you
that.
You need to take your knife out and you need to sharpen it so you can open the
lock.
Oh,
yes, thank you. It's been a while since I played this game.
Yeah. I've played through the whole thing twice, so don't you worry. If you want to play well at this game, all you have to do is two things. If you're sneaking around, you don't have to actually put the bodies in boxes because they never really cross.
I've noticed the patrol patterns don't really fit.
They don't cross over each other. Yeah.
They never overlap.
And then the other thing is that when you're shooting, if you want your life to be easier, aim for the head. Every time.
The shooting is pretty accurate, yeah. So it's not hard to get a good headshot in.
Well, no, it's just you want to because your character doesn't hold a ton of reserve ammo on them. I will also mention this. The money and stuff you get from you need to resharpen your knife, by the way.
I will in a second.
If you want to like have a better life playing this game, I actually would suggest trying to stab people with a knife. It's great. There was a trophy. There was a trophy where... What's up?
Is there a reason? Because like choking tend to work like 9 times out of 10 for me.
Because you just press the button once and then you get to move on with your life.
Because I have had no problem like... Because I tended to save my knife durability for picking locks.
So here's the thing. Most of the locks you're picking in the game are for optional items.
That's
so
true.
If you don't give a shit about any of that, yeah, you will just end up
Considering
killing
what we're doing
a
this
guy.
Let's Play for, that's a good point, actually.
And listen to me very carefully. I've used all the 3 knife types. There's one that's just, this has more durability. There's one that's, you can use this to insta-kill someone when you're in, like, gun combat, which, in my opinion, is like, yeah, it's kind of good, but the best one is the one you fucking throw at people. Because you can, from another side of the room, you can kill somebody when you're sneaking.
I remember
it's incredible.
My run, I used the it's the other Dawn.
Yeah, this is one of the performances I was talking about.
Yeah.
Che ci fai, Damiano? A rispondere.
Tanto risi sto Caruso.
You do not approach a man like that.
No.
Una domanda difficile.
O Caruso ha un debito. Assecutammo, ma scuro era. Non ne adonammo che ci siamo qua.
Yeah, this is like very conversational.
Yeah. It's understated, subtle.
Ripetiamo e niente.
They're not
Venendo da banna.
they're not acting.
Yeah.
Finché non ne ripaio il debito, o Caruso appartiene a noi oggi.
He's wearing a fancier suit, boys. Listen to him.
In ta tierra. Non mi appartiene niente. Ci dirò, tuo capo. Cavo Caruso ora lo proteggo io. Dishonorate a tregua un'altra volta. E la tua famiglia va a pare. Con sangue.
See, very soft but tense.
Yeah.
Potete dire.
I also really like that, like, this Enzo just kind of lucks out here.
Oh no, completely. I
Because-
thought
Enzo is only spared because the Don Teresi was not in the mood to play nice today.
yeah. Now Don Teresi in the English version, when he talks, you're like, yes, this is a Sicilian mobster guy.
Yeah.
This is a guy putting on
Ci pensai
airs.
che ne possono fare fissa senza pari udazio.
Where this just comes off naturally.
Poggiava chiaro?
Yeah, but I do enjoy the stroke of, like, he was not like a special super awesome boy. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Now, arguably that happens in Mafia 1 also, and well, Mafia 2 does it a little differently. But yeah, all the protagonists have moments where they are supremely lucky, in a sense. If you can call what comes later luck. You'll see what I mean.
In
when we
fairness,
get into
like,
those.
it's probably preferable to just be executed by Don Spadardo's men.
There are worse fates than just being killed.
This is correct, and we will get to that in due time.
There is a character from Mafia 2 that is in Mafia 3 that, based on the events of that game, there's a reason he went from the north all the way to Louisiana. There's a reason. And it's
And
not
here's our
like,
our mentor character as well.
Yep.
Luca, I think his name was.
Yeah, it's Luca.
Yes.
I mean, despite the fact that he does some questionable stuff in the course of the story, he's maybe like, as soon as, well, I don't want to spoil it.
We'll
but-
get to that, but I know what you're trying to say. I know what you're about to say. We'll get to that though. For now, like, he is the mentor figure. He is the guy who is going to bring us formally into the life, in quotes.
Like, Luca's very straight-laced, ordered, organized. He gets
He is
results.
also very aware of what he does and what that means.
Mhm.
And he knows he is not a good person.
Yes.
Probably more than anyone else in the ranch. Like, Luca is aware more than anyone else that he is not a good person. They are not good people doing good things.
No.
He's accepted that, but he's aware of it.
Look at how good the lighting is right here.
Yes. Look at this fucking background, the scene, the
know.
mountain, plus like the palace in front of us.
You mean Palazzo?
Yeah, palazzo. Obviously, that's where like palace. They're similar root words.
mi hanno bastoni.
Oh, merlo. Ma chi è scemunito?
Oh, tranquillo. Un donna ci rette una drizzata.
He wasn't. The Don straightened him out.
Un picciotto nuovo. Gli state riccabanna, sì. Io penso a Gasparo che ha fatto tu mentre che tu seccato.
This is a good like little. I know like there's like a
Che fu?
people don't like these little like slow walking segments. They can be done right.